Welcome again to Benjineer's cooking channel. Today I'll be demonstrating how to make pork belly with taro. Doesn't that look tasty? Let's get the pork cracking. The main ingredients for this dish is around 600 grams of pork belly, which we need to reduce. This is probably around 1.2 kilos, and around 600 to 800 grams of taro. And to marinate the pork belly, we'll also need 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce and maybe half a teaspoon of white pepper. For the sauce, we need 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 4 cubes of the red fermented beancurd, which you can just get from any Asian grocery stores, 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of cooking wine, and 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. We need 2 large bulbs of shallots, 4 or 5 cloves of garlic, but you can add more. And last but not least, 1 or 2 chillies, because everything just tastes better with chili. Now let's prep the meat. First we need to get around 600 grams of pork belly. We'll just cut this approximately in half. That looks about half. The first thing you notice about the pork belly is that they have a bit of residual hair. So to get rid of it, you can either burn it off, or you can just put it upside down on a hot stove. After you do that, you can see the burnt hairs to be black. You can just get a knife and just scrape them off. For the taro, we don't need that much. We'll probably cut around 600 grams. So it's probably around here. What we need to do now is to just shave off the skin. Once we have the taro all cleaned off, we can size it into the correct portions. I will probably just cut them more into more rectangular pieces, so it's a bit easier to steam. Now we cut them probably in around 1 centimeter size in thickness. Now we're going to prep the ingredients for the sauce. First, mince some garlic. Now we do the same for the shallots. You can also just use a blender to blend them if you want. Now what we do is place the pork belly in cold water and then bring this up to the boil, and we'll poach it probably or boil it for around 5 to 10 minutes. This way we'll get rid of a lot of the smell and also just tenderizes the skin, so it's a bit easier to poke holes and marinate a bit later. Once it's back up to the boil, just let it sit for around 5 minutes or so. You can skim off all the crap stuff. Take this out. Just let it dry. While the pork's still hot, what you do is get a fork and just poke holes in the skin. This just allows the marinade to go in a bit better. For marinade, we put in around 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, also we put in a bit of white pepper. Give that a stir. And then what we do is we'll marinate the pork. What we do is initially put this face down, just get the skin. And then we'll try to get all the sides. Just let that sit for around 30 minutes. Now what we need to do is just pan fry or shallow fry the taro, just to bring out the aroma, brown them a bit. And a little bit of oil. And then we can fry the taro. It's golden brown, you can take it out, you don't have to fully cook it through. That's what it should look like. Just nice browning, crisp look. Now we heat up the wok again, and this time we'll do this very similar, the pork belly, after being marinating for 30 minutes. The most important thing is to put the pork belly face down. Don't have the heat too high, just put it on medium heat. And to prevent everything from splashing everywhere, just put the lid on. Let the pork belly skin side down for around 3-4 minutes, just to get that nice browning. Having a lid on just prevents the oil from splashing everywhere. Some medium heat. At the moment we're not cooking through the pork, we're just going to sear and brown all the other sides so we get a nice flavour. Now we're going to make the sauce. Just add a little bit of oil. And we want to put this on a medium heat. So what we do, the first thing we do is put in the garlic and the shallots. So just make sure it's on a medium heat, turn it down. Once the aroma from the shallot and the garlic comes out, what you do is put in the bean curd. Remember, just keep it on medium heat, otherwise you'll burn everything. When you hear the sizzling sound again, time to add the cooking wine. Now it is where we can add around 1 cup of water. I have 1.5 cups here, but I'm going to add a cup first. Don't add too much water. It's about to reboil. Add in the sugar. Stir it in. And we can add in all the rest of the seasoning. So this is the oyster sauce that can go in as well. I'll add in a little bit more water. Now what we need to do is to apportion this piece of pork so it roughly matches the size of 1 taro. So you can see here, if I was to just maybe cut this in half, I should get a reasonable kind of size. With slicing pork, if you have already fried the skin, the preference is to cut it upside down because the skin is still quite slippery and it's quite hard to cut. That's because of when you want to cut it, the skin will want to shear, so it's quite difficult to cut. So my recommendation is to turn it upside down and then just cut right in the middle. Just take it easy. And when you get to skin, you just cut it right through. Yes, it's supposed to be raw still because we still have to steam it for 4 hours. So what we do is try to, like I said, replicate one of the taro pieces so they're roughly the same size. So cut them probably around finger's width, around 1 centimeter. Got some awkward bits here, but that's okay. Get a bowl. Preferably one of these bowls like that, or you can get a bigger one depending on your service portions. Then what you do is you get, I'll probably use a bigger one, get a piece like this and then a piece of pork and then a piece of taro, piece of pork, and then you do the same on this side, piece of pork. And these shapes are good because they kind of match the curvature of the bowl. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then these are the good filler pieces. Fit them in here. So the bowl. Got to mention, it's very important to put the skin side down because at the end of the day, when you finish steaming, you're going to flip this upside down. So the skin side is going to be on the right side. Now we have 2 bowls. The next thing that we need to do is to pour that sauce that we already made. So remember we made this sauce here. So what we do is just pour it over and do the same. You'll have to double glad wrap this because it's, while you're steaming it, it tends to puncture. You don't want any of that water that's condensing from the steamer going back into the dish. You want to keep that sauce concentrated. Alright, now we just have to bring this water to the boil. Then we can steam it. Now that water is boiling, you can put this in. Put the next one on. And now we have to steam it for 4 hours. After 4 hours, this is how it looks like, and we need to take it out. Just have to be very careful opening this up. It's quite hot. Just watch out for the steam. Look at that. Normally what you do is just put a bowl like this, and then go 1, 2, 3. Upside down. Some garnish on the side. And of course, personal favourite, there you have it. This is the pork belly with taro. Time to serve it up and eat it with some rice. If you like my video, please give me a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Benjineer's cooking channel, and I'll see you all next week. See ya!